What are you doing, Mr. Tix? Oh, greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Tix. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchtix.com. Yeah, I know. What in the world am I doing reviewing an Android smartwatch that's still running Android 7 in a world of Android 10? This is such a relic. Well, yes and no. A lot of folks swear by the earlier models of these watches, and it's sad to see that there are no more Android 7, 6, 5, 4 watches out there. So a die-hard, last legacy perhaps, beautiful smartwatch. This is the BlitzWolf, BW-BE1. Yeah, I know. BlitzWolf. Have you ever heard of them before? This is from Banggood. Thank you guys for sending this relic out for us to take a look at. BlitzWolf. I don't know, you guys in the U.S., you might have remembered a news commentator, Wolf Blitzer. I kind of wonder if Wolf has gone into the smartwatch market after retirement. The BlitzWolf BW-BE1, it's a 1.6 inch. That's same as the Android 10 ones, but it's got the Android 7 in it. It's got legacy 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage, and basically everything else that you see on a traditional Android 7.1.1 smartwatch. Of course, we got GPS and GLONASS and all of those things, 4G LTE. We've got 2 cameras on it. Check it out. Hot. 2 megapixel, both front and side. Wow, screaming, huh? It does the Y-Watch 2 as your tethering app, and everything the same. 400 by 400 TFT, 800 milliamp hour battery, and everything else is exactly what we've seen and expect on an Android 7 watch. So why? Well, why not? Maybe they got some cool watch faces. Maybe there's some new implementations. Wow, this is just peeling off the cover, not even the film. Okay. Who knows? Wow, it's got a nicely sealed back. Of course, it's like the older watches, still has the SIM cover on the back. It's a snap-out kind, like this. I like to do this to show you if there's a little gasket in here to help keep the water intrusion out, so it's kind of sweat resistant. I like to look for that and make sure if you put it back in here after you put your nano SIM in, that you push it down good and firm and not off kilter a little bit. We got to charge this up and get it all put together before we check it out. And what else have we got in the back box? We should have some straps. Yeah, and yeah, we've got the charging 4-pin standard connector for charging and for data transfer on these watches. You know that the outer 2 pins are for power and the inner 2 are for charging. It's got that little extra dot on there that none of us know what it is, but that should be a dead giveaway for you you watch trivia people as to which other Android 7 smartwatch this one looks like. It's either the brother, cousin, or I don't know, maybe Siamese twin. Which one is it? Let us know in the show notes. Okay, we've got the bands. This is your TPU kind with the holes that are solid. You have to kind of push through on these. Not as easily sweat resistant because there's no place for the sweat to go. And they're not really like the leather fancy ones, but they are very, very flexible. So we'll put those on there too. In the meantime, if you're going to be happy, you should look at this page. Here's a QR code you can scan to give comments and join the BlitzWolf community. If, on the other hand, you're sad, you got a problem, well, BlitzWolf has a 12-month manufacturing warranty, and there's the contact information you'll need. As far as manuals go, this is a quick and easy one. Don't change stations. We'll be through it in a second. It's English version is here. It talks about first boot, tips, SIM card installation. it gives you a little bit of background on the button functionality and quick access, watch faces, do-it-yourself faces, and this information here. Uninstall applications, tips, firmware update, and that's it. And all the rest of the book are other languages. We will be right back with a charged up, put together watch for you. Yeah, I'll clean the screen too. Wow, that was pretty hard to get started. So I thought I'd show it to you. There's the film. Make sure you check for that. Sometimes folks think that they've got scratches on their watches and there's a little thin film that needs to come off. It's not the screen protector. It's just a plastic film, and that's why it's easy to scratch that. I'm going to press and hold it. Oh, hi. I didn't even know I was looking at you. Hi. Oh, that's embarrassing. BlitzWolf, everybody. That's their startup logo. Figured I'd take you right from the very beginning. Let's see if there's a sound that goes with it, too. By the way, did you notice in the back of the box the address is Germany, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So maybe this is being distributed in Europe primarily. But it definitely is one of the Chinese watches that we've seen before, and repackaged with new firmware in there. Taking a long time to start, probably the first boot. Usually is true, they load up all the firmware and everything, but it doesn't get unpacked until the first time you boot it. Goes right into a watch face. Way different than what we've seen where you get to choose your language and put in your weight and height and all those other things. When we slide down, yep, there's our circle that shows Bluetooth or SIM connectivity. We're full power. Come over here, we've got all our little things, silent, on and off. There's your twist your wrist to see the time. It's got airplane mode, cellular. There's GPS. Says Wi-Fi is turned on and Bluetooth is over there. We've got the cleanup thing. We've got a music player, no music in the watch. And then we've got weather. Oh, and here we go, language for Google. Wow, what is that? Language for Google. Oh, and the notification went away. Well, Google's getting some stuff as it unpacks in there. Notifications was this way, and that's where that showed up. Going up gives us our overall step count. And now here's where you could tap this, and he says, there we go. Well, great. You can choose imperial or metric. Aha. And you can confirm that right there. And then put in your weight in pounds, inches, and steps. Now, that's nice for those of you like in the U.S. that work in the English system. It's much easier to do that than kilograms and stuff. You can go male or female. I usually register female just in case some of these support the period cycle stuff. It's nice to be able to show you that. We've got step count default stuff in the rest of the circles as well. Seen all that before. Come over here. We've got the app drawer. Come over here. And we've got the fitness section. And that would hopefully tie in with GPS. This is the older type of version where they just have little icons instead of the full color screens. Contacts, phones, and messaging would have to do with the SIM card, of course, when you install it. The Android 7, 6, and some of the 5 didn't support the Bluetooth calling. Really old Android watches used to do that, but no more. Anyway, we got sound and display. Usually what I'll go in here and is change the sleep. It's usually like 15 seconds, but they have it set automatically to 5 minutes. That's way more reasonable. And of course your brightness level, notification of the screen, all those are the same. App list style, you can have 3 different styles. Style 1, style 2 is this one. And what is style 3? Where are we? List style. Style 3 is aha, nice. You got this kind of a layout, and then the ones that are above it are tiny little dots. So once you've learned what your icons look like, they're in the same order, you could go with that kind of a display. But for what we're doing, I'm going to go back into style 1, easier for us to play with. Here's your connections. This is where you're going to get your Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. You can do Wi-Fi hotspot with this. That's great. GPS and USB was grayed out, but this is where you would set up and make sure that you can connect files back and forth. Your gesture for raising your screen to see the time, and you can turn off pedometer services to save battery if you want to. Measuring again, you can confirm your system two different ways now. Here in the settings and also from the fitness area. You get power savings, language and input, date and time. All those are basic. Uninstall applications, about the watch, and more. In more, this is where you get all these things. And remember, background cleaner is where you want to turn that on, tap this, and if you install any third-party apps that you need to run in the background, you want to turn them off there. Hey, I still remember Android 7. I bet you do too. It's different in Android 10, but that's where you find it right there. This is where you can do the face unlock, but you got to set up a screen lock pattern first, and then you can use the front camera to get your screen face lock thing going. System work mode, you can go into normal or performance mode. Highly recommend just stay in normal. Uses up too much memory, makes battery power, and can get the watch hot. Overall, everything else looks basically the same. How much RAM does it have? We said it had 1 gigabyte, no, 3 gigabytes, okay. And wow, it's using a bunch. No, it's only using 8.66, so we've got 2.9 gigabytes with 2 gigabytes free. So 2 of the 3 gigabytes are available. Okay. What we want to do, though, is go here in the About the Watch, because this is going to be our telltale stuff in the build number. Look at this. It's got its own special build number, version 1.1 of April 13th, 2021. So it's working with its own firmware in here, and more we already looked at. So we've looked at the settings completely now. We've also got a calendar, clock, and camera. We'll come back to that. Gallery, music, sound recorder, your basic file manager, heart rate monitors, the standard green diode on the back. That hasn't really been changed for years. Fitness, this is where you could set up the overall fitness. Now we've got the full color displays like we've seen before, and the 3 dots at the top, which is great because the second one will show you your records from your workouts, and the third one, this is where you can turn on, and you want to make sure you do this. You want to turn on GPS positioning if you're going to be running or walking or cycling. It'll give you your trajectory from GPS derivation and your distance travel. Weather, basic voice search is kind of your Google thing. Maps and Assistant. This is not Google Assistant, but the Assistant, which you can toggle on or off. That's awesome for tethering to your phone. If you're not going to need to tether to your phone, leave that off. Gives you longer battery life. But if you do and you want to find your phone or transfer things, you can do that. Overall system optimization. This is the same thing as that background cleaner. It looks similar, doesn't it? It's called Clean Tasks. So you can do what I was telling you about there. Screen lock. These are a lot of the things that are in system that people use a lot, and they brought it up to a higher level right there. And then face unlock is its own special thing. But again, to set this up, you have to first set up the screen password thing. Don't forget it. It really very difficult to get in if you forget it. Last thing, let's take a look at the watch faces that come stock with it. This, I think, was from a World Cup a long time ago. I saw some of those faces out a few years ago. Most of these look like basic stock faces that we've seen before. Nothing really customized for this particular watch. Yeah, these are all commercially available public domain faces. This is kind of new. Don't recall seeing that one. I presume that's your weather condition up there where the sun is shining. And then you get in here where you can create your own. And then if you're on the internet, you tap that. You're on a server. You can download one of many faces available. And anytime you mess around with the faces, make sure you come all the way over to the end and hit that little arrow, and it resequences the index and takes you right back to the very beginning. Okay, that's basically the watch. We're not going to get into the app. We've reviewed that many times before. We showed you settings, but what we didn't do yet is take a look at the camera, because there's a few things we always want to check on the camera. We'll load it up, and we're on the side camera to begin with. Now, it said it's a 2 megapixel camera, so I'm going to make a recording here. Well, make a picture on the right hand side. Okay, and I'm going to switch cameras. That'll be pointing up at me, and I'll make another picture here. You see, I already had some pictures there I was testing with, so they're already installed. I can slide. How do I do this? Well, I should be able to tap it. Oh, all right. It's going to be persnickety. I'm going to go to gallery. You can always go to gallery and bring up your pictures. Yeah, here's a few earlier ones. Here is Uncle Tix with the front-facing camera. Double tap, double tap. Wow, bad lighting. Whoa, I need a shave. Oh, you cannot pinch and zoom, but you have 2 levels of tap capability on here. And if I go into details, it shows you it's 1920 by 2560. Multiply that out. What do you get? It's a little bit bigger than 2 megapixels, isn't it? Interesting. Okay, the other one taken with the side camera. Little bit blurry because I was moving. You have 2 levels of zoom and back out. Again, no pinch and zoom on this one. Its details are same size. So they're 2 megapixel cameras, probably, and they've been interpolated, is what they say, or scaled up to give you like a 5 megapixel resolution looking image. But they're being honest about the modules actually being 2 megapixels. All clear? Good. Okay. I don't think there's anything else really to show you in this one. It's a basic Android 7 watch. The way the holes work here on the band, you get to where you think you want to be, and you just kind of slide it in, and you see it pushes through. Yeah. And that'll be your spot from there on. And that's what it looks like on. Not too terribly thick. It's got some nice contours, kind of pulled out the screws on the side, and bordering the camera, and your buttons are over here, no buttons there. That's the microphone. Yeah, all in all, as an Android 7 watch, is one of the last Android 7 watches on the market. It's basic. It's got decent amount of RAM. You don't want 1 gigabyte. You want at least 3. And it's got 32 gigabytes of storage, which is okay. So it wouldn't be too bad of a watch if you want to pick it up. I'm hoping to see it come in under $100. That would be really good. Check the show notes down below for a coupon discount. And by the way, I've got a special link that you can go to that will have all of the different watches I've reviewed at the best price that I can get for you. And it's constantly being updated by the folks at Banggood. So I'll have that link for you as well. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.